race about the trading post for her business when Alice peeked in the study room. Then her father excused himself and bring Alice in her room. Alice's father knew what bothered her again. It was her old dream. She always dreamed of falling down a dark hole where she saw strange creatures. She's worried that she's maybe gone round the bend, but her father was a wise man. He told her that it was only a dream. Nothing can harm her, and she can always wake up by pinching herself. 13 years later, Alice and her mother was going to Lord Ascot's place. They will attend her own engagement party, but it was a secret to her. She's unaware that Hamish will propose to her. But of course, there are always spoilers. That's why before Hamish will meet her at the gazebo, Alice already knew. When Alice is about to give a decision, she saw a white rabbit, McTwist. She left Hamish and followed McTwist. She stopped in front of a dead tree with a rabbit hole. She sneaked inside the hole, but she accidentally fell inside. You can't stop me now. She found herself inside a room with doors. She tried to open these doors. She saw a tiny door covered by a curtain. She tried to open it using the key that she found on the table. She successfully opened the tiny door and tried to sneak herself inside. But she's too big. She saw a bottle with a label on it. It says drink me. She drank the liquid. Then she became small. She ran to the tiny door and opened it. And she entered to the other world, the Wonderland. She was amazed for what her eyes saw in the garden. Along the way, she met Dormouse, the twin, and McTwist. They were having an argument about her. She even got confused. So they came to Absalom to clarify things. Alice met Absalom and asked them to roll down the oraculum. When Absalom disappeared, they still had this argument. When suddenly, the Bandersnatch appeared and attacked them. Alice was very confused and thinking it was only a dream. She stopped from running, but Dormouse saw her silliness. He jumped on Bandersnatch's head, picked its eye and ran. Bandersnatch growled loudly. Knave of Heart found the oraculum. Alice and the twin continued escaping until they reached to the two paths. The twin was having an argument when the Jub bird snatched the twin and brought the twin to the Red Queen's palace. Knave returned to the palace, showing the oraculum. On the other side, Alice is finding her way when Cheshire appeared before her. It asked about her while putting a bandage on her wounded arm caused by the Bandersnatch. It directs her to Hatter's place. At the Red Queen's palace, Knave was asked to catch Alice when the Red Queen learned that Alice returned to the Wonderland. Blackmailing Bayard, Knave asked him to find Alice. At Hatter's place, Alice met Hatter, March Hare, and the Dormouse. She was invited to have a tea with them. Suddenly, Knave of Heart, Redcard soldiers, and Bayard appeared. Before Knave see Alice, Hatter forced her to drink the liquid, and she became small that Hatter can hide her inside a teapot. They invited Knave for a tea. But Bayard smelled Alice. Since Bayard was good, he gave Knave false direction. Alice and Hatter were having a serious talk when the red cart soldiers appeared again. Before they get near to them, he threw his hat. Alice was eager to rescue Hatter. That's why she followed him to the Red Queen's palace. She asked Dormouse to give her Bandersnatch's eye in replace of the Warble sword. She tried to rescue Hatter, but he refused and told her to leave. The red cart soldiers ran after her and caught her. Then the Bandersnatch came. Alice rode on his back and attacked the soldiers and left the palace. Along the way, they saw Bayard. She commanded him to go to the White Queen's palace. He reported what happened, and he was slapped by the Queen. In the White Queen's palace, Alice gave the Warble sword. The White Queen placed it with an armor suit and told Alice only the champion was needed to complete it. At night in the garden, the White Queen let Alice and Absalom talk. He told Alice about slaying the Jabberwocky, and then he disappeared. She thought of what Absalom told to her and decided to help the White Queen fight against the Jabberwocky. On the next day, Alice is wearing the armor with the Warble sword and riding on the Bandersnatch. Alice and the White Queen is now on their way to meet the Red Queen and her Jabberwocky. In the battlefield, the sisters meet again and they greeted each other. Then the Red Queen called the Jabberwocky. And Alice faced it. Then the battle began. Until Alice has no way to run, but it doesn't make her feel fear. She jumped on the Jabberwocky's back and it tried to sway her off. She flew into the air, giving her chance to cut off his head. The head fell on the ground and the battle stopped. The Red Queen commanded her soldiers to attack again, but they didn't follow her. They dropped their swords. The crown on the Red Queen's head flew, and it was placed on the White Queen's head. She commanded the Red Queen to banish her in the outlands. The Red Queen accepted it, as long as she would be with Knave. Knave tried to kill her, but Hatter stopped him. Then the soldiers grabbed them. Hatter remembered his fractious day, and he danced the Thunderwalker. The White Queen grabbed the dripping blood of the Jabberwocky and gave it to Alice. But before she drank it, she promised Hatter that she will come back in the Underland. Then she drank it and go back to her world.